Okay, so back to the Queen's visit. We're going to do it in reverse order, so we'll focus on Amy Barlow first. So if you recall, Sky News did a 25-minute video to do with the Queen's visit, but decided not to use Amy's interview with the Queen as part of the feature. And it was for good reason, really, because based on the Manchester Evening News who did show it, she wasn't exactly convincing. Where she was asked a question as to where she was hurt, she sort of says her legs, and her dad has to sort of fill in the gaps because it just becomes all a bit too awkward. Now, based on this news article, Amy, her mum and her friend were in the foyer when the blast happened. Amy suffered injuries to, well, it says multiple injuries to her legs, and she had a bolt go into her hip. So after the blast, they then ran away, gone outside, and as per the article, a t-shirt seller has then assisted them, wrapping a t-shirt around their legs. I mean, it talks about how they've spoken to a doctor whilst on the phone and other bits and pieces like that. So the t-shirt seller in question is a guy called Andrew Ewell, and you can see here that he's actually raised money for the Barlow family. And as you can see, based on a Facebook post, he has in fact donated the money to the family. One of the comments from Kathy, which is Amy's mother, is thanking him for what he's done. You can also see that Amy's swimming team have also raised some money for her as well, raising a similar amount to what Andrew did. Now, in my last video, I asked for assistance regarding the source of this particular video, and the reason is because this is Amy Barlow. I came across a particular post that Andrew put on his Facebook page where he said he'd seen a video of himself helping a girl that was being shown on RTTV. Now, Andrew doesn't show this video on his Facebook page, and he doesn't specifically describe the contents of the video, but given that this is the only one where somebody is helping somebody else after the arena, I had to get confirmation of it. So of course a quick message to Andrew, and there we have it. Confirms that this video is Amy Barlow and he is the one helping her. So whilst we're connecting some dots here, Andrew Ewell is a t-shirt seller, but based on his Facebook page, he works for a company called Babcock International. Now, I've never heard of this company myself, but looking on Wikipedia, it confirms that it's a huge company, and it in fact has contracts with the Ministry of Defence. So it sort of begs a question as to why somebody who's working for a seriously established firm needs to sell dodgy t-shirts for a bit of extra money. But then this got me thinking about Paul Reed, because somebody left me a comment on the Paul Reed video saying that the reason why Paul Reed was there and the reason why he's not telling anybody is because he was also there selling dodgy t-shirts. So once again, go back to Andrew's Facebook page and lo and behold, he's actually friends with Paul Reed. There's a particular post on Andrew's Facebook page where somebody called Zaki is asking the question as to whether somebody called Gareth, I think, and a guy called Jamal are okay. Now, because this question is being asked to Andrew, who's there selling t-shirts, I'd assume that they must be there as well, selling t-shirts with him. So a quick look on there shows that Zaki is friends with Andrew, but more importantly that Zach is also friends with Paul Reed. The fella mentioned Jamal is also friends with Paul Reed. So what you're looking at here is effectively a fake t-shirt bootlegger ring, and they're all friends with each other. Now, when we were talking about Chris Pauley, we were suggesting that because he was a previous drug dealer and now is a ticket tout, which, whilst not illegal, is frowned upon, it's a similar sort of situation with these t-shirts. It's not illegal unless you complain to the Office of Fair Trading. So what they're doing is not illegal, but again, frowned upon. And as per these news articles, they're obviously looking to clamp down on it. So again, have we got a case of people being tapped up by the authorities and they're participating in order to avoid any sort of punishment? So anyway, next up we've got a couple of videos I want to show you. Now, looking at this is the entrance into the Manchester train station. If you go in through there and just to your left, you're effectively at the stairs of where Zach Bruce was filming. So whilst we're going to look at the Zach Bruce video again, Andrew was actually stood outside these doors filming people coming out. Now, the people that are in Zach Bruce's video are also the same people that are in Andrew's video. So it is effectively, as they've come down the stairs, they've turned to their left and they've headed towards the exit, and Andrew has captured the footage as they're leaving. Now, before we play the Zach Bruce video, I think he's just a gift that keeps on giving, because when he's uploaded this video, he's put here, this was taken by myself at Victoria Station just a couple of minutes before the bomb went off. Well, if that was the case, then why are these people running? And again, when we're looking at this and looking as to whether there's any sort of staged element to it, these people could well be just staged, because you've got in effect Zach being placed ready to film these people, you've got Andrew being ready to film the same people, all for the effect that they're running away from a blast. But Zach is saying on there that the bomb hadn't gone off by this point. Okay, so here we go. Let's play the Zach Bruce video. Okay, and now we'll play the video that Andrew took and uploaded to Facebook. Okay, so here's a cropped picture of both Amy and her mum, bearing in mind that they were there with a friend as well. Now, as I said, the two videos are of the same people. I mean, you can go through it and you can pinpoint each particular person that runs off to their left out of the Zach Bruce video, and you'll see him in the Andrew video. They're definitely taken at the same time. But given that we're focusing on Amy in this particular video, can we see them in the two clips? Well, yes we can. So practically the very last frame of the Zach Bruce video, you can just make out there that there is Amy and there's her mother. Now I can't seem to find the friend that they've referred to, and the only person who's sort of in both videos is walking a bit too far ahead, so I wouldn't say that that was probably a friend because they're not really walking together or helping each other escape. So again, in Andrew's video, it's the very last frame, you can see the pair of them walking out together. Now what I find very interesting is in both of the screenshots that I've just shown you, it looks as if Amy's mum is in fact looking at the camera. And what I find amazing is that for whatever reason Andrew is recording this so that he gets the effect of people running out, but what are the odds out of all the hundreds of people that are piling out of here, he is the one that ends up helping them. Now what you've got to remember is that Amy has to be in the foyer in order to be injured, so her mother and her friend, along with all the people that were running out of Zach Bruce's video and Andrew's video, must have been in the foyer as well. So was Amy the only person to actually be injured, and that's why Andrew's been able to pick her out from the crowd in order to help her as per this video? Well, for me, it just seems all a bit too neat, and that's why I just can't believe this to be a true story. I mean, ultimately, she's unconvincing with this particular video, she's unconvincing in the Queen's video, her injuries are made out to be severe, yet she's running downstairs and then casually walking out of an entrance. She doesn't seem injured, certainly not to the point where she had to stay in hospital for 3 days, because that's when the Queen ended up visiting 3 days later. So whilst I've been able to connect some dots with this one, it still leaves a lot of questions open. I mean, why is Andrew filming people running out of an arena? Who was the person that filmed Amy Barlow as she was getting help from Andrew? And then the whole thing about the t-shirt sellers, I mean, Paul Reed and Andrew, whilst they know each other on Facebook and of course must know each other more than just over the internet, don't reference each other in any way, but they are playing two different parts. Andrew is a hero to Amy, where Paul Reed is a hero to Safi. And then there's the two videos, Zach's and Andy's. The idea that they've just both been cut exactly the same point so that you don't quite capture Amy and her mother walking out. I mean, where's the friend in all of this? I mean, they're supposed to be there with them. Have they just left her? But is that the reason why they've been cut at those particular points, so that you don't spot them? I'll have to do a separate video about it, but Amy Barlow and Ellie McGovern go to the same school. Now, Ellie's injuries were described as far worse than Amy's, but Ellie was discharged after 5 hours of being in hospital, whereas Amy, who's seemingly fine, is in there for 3 days. Now, if the reason for her being in for 3 days is nothing more so that they can do this sort of opportunity with the Queen, then it just shows how staged the whole thing can be. So I hope this video has given you some information that you didn't know before, and to be honest, I'm actually quite surprised I've managed to keep it under 10 minutes. So thanks very much for watching.